For lesson 6 homework on graphing stories, we want to take a situation and we want to create a graph that describes that situation based on all the key facts that they gave us in the problem. So the first one is, given the following scenario, graph a function that would map Liza's distance away from her house according to the time elapsed. Now, one of the important things is we always want to look at what this y-axis actually represents. In this case, that's going to be her distance from home. So if we look at the problem, Liza has a few items she needs to pick up from a grocery store 8 blocks away. Liza travels at a constant rate of 2 blocks per minute when not stopped at a traffic light. So they haven't told us for how long she does anything yet. They just told us that we can't be any more than 8 blocks away, and that when she is walking, she's always 2 blocks per minute. On her way to the grocery store, she does not hit any red lights, and the trip takes her 4 minutes. So obviously she starts 0 distance or 0 blocks from her home. And if she's at a constant rate of 2 blocks per minute for 4 minutes, that's going to look like that. And we're going to connect those points with a line. So that represents her trip to the grocery store. I'm just going to underline that piece just so that this way it's all kind of kept together. Doesn't hit, it takes her 4 minutes. She spends 8 minutes in the grocery store. So if she's in the grocery store, she is not going any closer to home and not getting any further away from home. So that's going to leave us for 8 minutes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to leave us with a horizontal line for that 8-minute span, because that's going to represent that her distance from home is not changing. And then the last piece is, and then she starts to head home. When she's halfway home, she hits a red light that lasts 3 minutes. So when she's halfway home, she hits a red light that lasts 3 minutes. So she's still walking 2 blocks per minute, except she can only walk for 2 minutes this time before she hits a red light, and then her distance from home stays constant for 3 minutes. And after the light ends, she drives the second half of the way home. So just to recap that last piece, 2 blocks a minute for 2 minutes, because that gets her to halfway. Then she is constant, her distance not moving, for 3 minutes. And then it is 2 blocks per minute home, and in total her trip takes her 19 minutes. And that's going to be all of our pieces for question number 1. In the second one, the graph below represents a jogger's speed during a 20-minute jog. So now we're talking about something a little bit different here. We're talking about the speed in miles per hour as on her 20-minute jog around her neighborhood. They want to know what is happening from minute 2 to minute 5. So since her speed is staying exactly the same, a lot of the times people get confused and say, well, she's not going anywhere, she's stopped. But that would be a distance y-intercept. If they were talking about how far she was away from home, then yeah, that would imply that she stopped. But because it's speed, it's showing that she is jogging at a constant speed of 3 miles per hour. So that's why it's really important that we identify what each of the axes is so we can answer these questions correctly.